Halloween month continues, and with it is another supernatural creature from Philippine folklore. This time we have the Kapre. If there were giants in Philippine folklore, one of them would definitely be the Kapre. Said to be almost 10 feet tall, Kapre like hanging in and around trees, and are usually seen with cigarettes or cigars. Though they have formidable physiques, they are rarely depicted as deadly. They are actually more like pranksters. There's a story where a man was walking in the woods at night when suddenly someone started walking beside him. The other person started growing and growing in size. Of course, something was clearly wrong, and the man attacked the other guy with his bolo. After that burst of energy, the man got tired and so he fell asleep, only to wake up the next morning next to a banana plant with lots of fresh cuts from a bolo. Today we have two other stories that show the playful side of the Kapre. The first one comes from Marinduque, which is an island province to the south of Luzon, the largest island. A long time ago, in the town of Gasan, a woman was asked to house-sit a rather large, house. The siblings living there had just lost both their parents, and they needed to run errands in a town on the other side of the island. At night, while the siblings were away, the house-sitter would hear stones hitting the roof and the windows of the house. She would also hear random knocks on doors, even if there was no one standing on the other side. These sounds became more frequent with each passing night. Eventually, the girl said,
"Please, leave me alone."
she was very afraid. Just then, from the ceiling, a leg fell. And then another leg. Then an arm. And then another arm. Then a torso. And finally, a head. These parts formed a towering giant, who somehow had clothes on. The woman would not look at him, so he told her,
"Hey lady, you don't have to be scared. I'm a Kapre, and I was just trying to tell you that the couple who died here have a message for their kids. They hid a box of gold in the garden. Please find it and give it to them."
The lady agreed, as long as the Kapre left. And so, his body broke apart again, and when the lady looked, there was a mound of cigars at her feet. She fled in fear, but returned after a few days and looked for the box of gold, which she gave to the siblings when they returned. She never went back to that house, even if the Kapre was quite helpful. The origins of the next story are not as clear, but it may have come from Zambales, a province north of Metro Manila. In the woods there lived a happy couple. The husband went out fishing one day, and it was getting late, but he still hadn't returned. Since it was getting dark, and since they lived in the woods, the wife only had the dim light of a homemade lamp.
"What's taking him so long?"
she said as she waited. She was getting hangry, thinking about the fish she was going to fry. As she thought this, a fish flew in from the window and hit her right in the face.
No!
Thinking her husband was playing some sort of prank, she said,
"Very funny. Why don't you just come in? It's late and I'm hungry."
She struggled to get hold of the fish since it was dark and it flapped around on the floor. But then another fish floated in through the window. It hung on a string attached to a fishing rod. Now even more annoyed, she took the lamp and went to the fish that dangled near the window. Looking out the window, she cried,
Just get in here.
and there she saw a Kapre's face smiling right back at her. It had an almost goofy grin in the dim lamplight.
But I can't come in. The house is too small.
The girl stumbled back, and the lamp fell. Quickly getting it before the fire could start, she took it in hand, its dim light spilling out the window once more. But that next time, she saw nothing but the woods. So I hope you enjoyed those two stories. If you did, please give me a like and please check out my other non-Halloween videos. Please also subscribe for more Philippine folklore. Until next time, thanks for watching.